Hello, my name is Chris Bernard, and I'm the founder and chief digital officer of Doc29 Marketing, where we do better search engine, social, and internet marketing. Thank you for your time today. I want to work you through our process for how-to keyword research. You're going to find that we target small and medium-sized businesses, and our process works pretty good. Without further ado, we'll get into local search and how important that is. That's probably why you're here. Being found in the search engines can be hard for some of us who target, let's say, diverse industries, very competitive industries. We're going to point out to you the failure of the estimator tools. So, for example, if we're talking about financial services or something of this nature, you might be in a chiropractor, you might be in you might be in the financial services industry, you might be in the dumpster rental industry, you might be in the business services industry, whatever that is, PEO. Targeting locally is so critically important. So getting here in that first page of Google is very, very, very important. It's hard if you're small and medium-sized businesses to be able to break into that. However, our process would allow you to get into that search environment. Two ways of doing that. First of all, we target that local keyword, okay? But more importantly, we target that local keyword, the local side of it being the most powerful in this case, where you'll see on the left-hand side, if people haven't directly typed in their specific city, let's say, for example, Sarasota. This is a great example. You may be, again, a pizza shop, a restaurant, whatever. But people often do either the city and keyword or the keyword in the city to find those local establishments. If we don't, what Google ends up doing, and this has been integrated for a reasonable amount of time now, is that local configuration. Google automatically looks at your IP and tries to tie those things together. So even if you're in a competitive industry, let's say mortgage or real estate or something of that nature, it is more than achievable to get rankings, good rankings on Google for those local key terms, just by identifying that right set of keywords and then building out organic content that is appropriate. But the real stickler to that is identifying those right keywords. So that's where we're going to talk about our process today in this next couple of minutes. A great example of this, so you go, okay, great. I want to target those local keywords. How do I go about doing that? What do I know people are typing into? And this is a great example. Many people use the AdWords keyword tool to find out. But, you know, like for example, we're a small advertising agency. Social media is a word that potentially you'd want to target, right? So we go over to the Google AdWords keyword tool. We say, okay, where, you know, what are people typing in, right? So we go ahead and we pump those into the search engine, and we find that for the general or generic terms, no city configurations, we get plenty of traffic, estimated searches. But to think that we're going to rank for any of these things at a national level, even for the low competition terms, might be overestimating our abilities, okay? We find it much more advantageous to go after and be strategic as a local business. So we get down to the actual, any of those keywords with the local configuration, and all of a sudden, there's no estimated traffic. And this is not an uncommon situation. So what Google's essentially saying is that there's no searches for that. And from our research and doing this for years and years and years, that's absolutely not true. So our process. Our process is one where we build out, let's just go back to the site. We can give you an example of what that looks like. This is found on our website. Essentially, we go ahead and we build out for you, not ask you, but for you, a list of products and services, competitors, etc., that people might type into a search engine to find you or find a related business or a solution to their problem or whatever that is. We end up building out that huge keyword list with those cities and configurations as well. So keyword, city, city, keyword, keyword, city, sometimes the state initial, sometimes counties, all of that mixed and mashed up. We essentially test that live in Google, so those are the advertising spots, at a local level, okay, not national, whatever your sales territory is, because those estimator tools don't get down to this level. All right, so again, another failure in the estimator tools. We end up bucketing those based on actual data, when we see how many people are actually searching off of those key terms, we end up bucketing those in organic and paid, neither or both, depending on what we're engaged with you with. And then we end up setting them live in Google, find out exactly what's going on, testing that creative, optimizing those creatives, and then basically report back to you as to how things are going. And this is so critically important for a small business or even a director of marketing who should be charged with developing a greater, more in-depth strategy associated with the business and marketing of business or company. So we allow her to perform much better. So our process here. Instead of asking you which keywords that we are going to be building out for you or what you would like, we end up, based on your product or service category, we end up building out those core keyword lists for you. So like in this case here, this is a landscape company that does, brick and yard, where you can go buy, supply, mulch, those kind of things for a commercial as well as residential. And in this case here, this is what the client would have gotten in an Excel document with all of these keywords, all potential options for them that somebody may actually type into Google. And we find that this core keyword list, for example, is 826 words long. That's great. Client would look at that and go, fantastic. Let me add stuff. Let me take stuff away. We end up doing the regional breakout. So your sales territory could be 5 miles, 7 miles. For a chiropractor, it might be 10 miles or whatever. We end up taking that in configuration. This specific client has 4 locations with a 15-mile radius because they're a little bit more of a commercial B2B type company. But essentially, we get all of the city configurations that potentially could be available for them across their marketplace. And basically, we mash that stuff up, the keywords and the geographies. We mash it up, and you can see the kind of the results of that. This is actually for that specific client. That 826 words based on their geographies, 292,000 key terms. This is the actual database that drives the data file that we upload into Google directly. So all of their keywords plus city and city plus keywords go live into Google. We use the AdWords editor tool in order to go ahead and do that. This is a different client designed to kind of protect you intentionally and our clients from any type of proprietary information. But in essence, same process here. This is a dumpster rental client. The keyword here obviously is 40-yard dumpster rental, and then it's got all the different cities, and then you'll see in another part of the data file city with these key terms, those kind of things. So we just basically upload that into Google, and we test it on a small test budget, $100, $200, whatever, to find out what people are actually searching for. So the data file that you would see in this case here from us would be essentially this. This would be the detail behind it. But since we have the actual data of what people impressioned, okay, not necessarily clicked, but impressioned into Google, we can then see some synergies with that being said. So we work through the process here, and we bucket those keywords for the client so that they don't have to worry about it. At the end of the day, you guys are all busy. You don't need to worry about this stuff, but we'll end up bucketing those into paid, organic, neither or both. Like in this case here, organic. So we targeted those specific terms, and we distill that for you. So we've got the situation here where we have primary, secondary, and tertiary targets, okay? Based on the actual AdWords impressions traffic, so that we can be strategic. Sometimes you're going to see city in keywords. Sometimes you're going to be keyword then city. Various options there. Okay, we test that live in Google. We find out what's working, what's not, what people are actually impressioning in, and then basically we get to work building out organic content for a website. We've been asked a little bit about if inbound links are important and link-bound strategies. And to be quite frank with you, if you're this surgical with keywords, thus far, we haven't really needed to do that yet. Basically, we just identify the appropriate local key term that people are searching for, and we build out good content, and Google finds that content at this point. So very helpful, very strategic, very simple. There's a lot of moving little parts to it, but quite simple strategy. So The last part of our search engine marketing program is the monthly rankings reports and where we're at. Not a lot of clients have the opportunity to delve into the data as much as they should. So we have very powerful tools that actually go ahead and till that stuff using Google Analytics, etc., and bubble stuff up to the top for us that is important for us to see and the client to be able to understand, at least at the top line level. So every month, our search engine marketing program, our clients will end up getting a report very similar to this, an email, talking about what's going on with the website, how how many people are coming in, is traffic up, down, how are the search engines doing, specifically overall, what content pages are indeed the ones that are driving traffic, if there's keywords, what are the top keyword organic terms that are driving traffic, what are the paid ones, whatever those are. And then basically you've got your highlights, but then now we're contracted to work a couple hours a month with you, what we're actually going to do based on that data. So not only you get that big snapshot, that big overall as to what's going on with my site as a business, as a director of marketing, so I can report back if the CFO taps my shoulder or the president does. I can tell him or her what's going on at kind of a top-line level. But then also I have an action plan based on what we're going to be doing now, moving ahead with that data. And of course, the details always attached for the client so that they can actually see what's going on, like in this case. And the proof is always in the pudding, right? So this is a PEO client that we've got. And the proof is in the pudding. They might not be able to rank nationally, and they target the state of Florida, for example. But PEO is what they do. So it's like outsourced HR and those kind of things. But you can see, I mean, again, the proof is in the pudding here with this one. As long as you're identifying the right keywords to target and you're building out organic content that's appropriate, at the end of the day, Google's going to find that content and rank you on the search engine. So that being said, that's kind of our process and how we end up doing or how we keyword research. So take a peek at it. Let us know. It might be an opportunity for us to help you out. Again, we do target small and medium-sized businesses. Our process works for them as well as major brands. In fact, we've done work for many major brands, which you can kind of check out on the website as well. But feel free to contact us. We understand small budgets. We understand cash flow and what that means for a business. So I'd love to be able to reach out to you and talk to you. Feel free to use the contact us on the website. You can also contact me. Again, my name is Chris Bernard. Directly, I'll give you that number, 941-776-1925 is my direct line into the office here. Love to be able to chat with you, even if it's just to explore an understanding as to how to do this better. So I appreciate your time, and certainly look forward to hearing back from you soon. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.